Capullo. Welcome back to another video. Not going to be a big surprise today, although it will be a surprise. Not going to keep secrets as to where it's from. Today's an unboxing video. It is from Greg Capullo, and it's one of the grab bag sketches. Now, we talked about the grab bag sketches a couple videos ago when I unboxed when I actually showed the pieces that I picked up from Philly Fan Expo, the one Greg Capullo piece, and then I traded for the preliminary grab bag sketch from a friend of mine for that page to kind of pair up the grab bag prelim sketch with the published page. So now, I've said before, I've been lucky enough to purchase some of these before, and the timing worked out that another one was available. And what the rules are, it's not like a and actually this part is one of their rules. So with the grab bags, the Capullos have said that they want to limit it to one per person per year, so that way you don't have the same person on every Monday, trying to grab to buy the grab bag sketch and then kind of hoard them all. Because the idea is to get something of Greg's into as many collections as possible. And I think that's a great, general rule of thumb to kind of help spread out because these are fun. These are fun little pieces. I don't know what's in here. That's the mystery of it. I talked about before, they typically are Greg's panel layouts for his interior pages. They could be cover concepts. They could be just, it could be a warm-up kind of doodle, design pieces, working out layouts of a vehicle or whatever it is. And they're like on a 3x5 kind of card, and we'll show that here in just a minute. But the idea is, like, Greg's art is expensive, and it's in the sense where that Greg prices his pages. They're somewhat kind of flipper proof. Instead of someone coming in and getting a page and then immediately turning around and reselling it, which we see happen for various reasons, but they want to kind of make sure that they can avoid that from happening. Now, it turns out that what ends up happening is that people who buy the pages tend to really want those pages. So yeah, I mean, you could make the argument as to, it should be priced to whatever the fair market value is. But at the end of the day, artists have one chance at getting paid for their work, and they set it to what they think it should be worth, or what it's worth to them. And I don't think you can argue with that. You may not like it. I mean, cheaper art is always better. I mean, that's, like, if you could pay less for the same thing, why would you not want to do that? But when when you're dealing directly with the artist and they have that stance, I don't fault them for that. So, yeah. Well, I think, yeah. Hold on. I don't know if I want to step on this landmine, but I'll just say this. So when it comes to thinking about future value for a piece of art, I think it's okay if you overpay today to kind of have a piece that should be worth what you paid in the future. Doesn't need to be worth that today. Doesn't need to be worth that tomorrow. But if I'm going to hold these pieces for years, the market will catch up. And I think that's to overpay an artist directly. I don't think that's a terrible thing. So anyway, that said, yeah. So the rule is one per year per customer. And then they also do every December they do a grab bag. They release a grab bag sketch on the website, one per day. And if the rule is you can get one throughout the year, but if you were able to grab a second one in December, you can. So in the past, they've been doing this for 10 years, maybe? Was it like 2000? Maybe not. No, not that. Like, I think they started their site in 2016. So yeah, so like 8 years. And in those 8 years, I've been able to get a couple from the site. I've been able to, like I said, that one I just traded for. I've purchased some on eBay. So I've I try to honor their request to not go crazy and buy multiples of the grab bag sketches, because I find them incredibly fun. They're like a quick hit of, they're $75 plus shipping. I think this was like $85 total. And they make for fun little pieces, and they usually, you can pair them with the. I've seen some people take the published page, kind of take apart the comic book, and frame the grab bag sketch with the published page, and that's just a cool way to have something original art on your wall. Yeah, they're fun. So yeah, so let's get it open and see what's in here. So, because the other one I showed, it had a purpose. It had, I traded for it because I was getting the published page. So it was kind of easier to say like, oh, well, it was worth it because like it was worth the trade because I wanted to pair it with that page. This will be like a good example to see for others. Like they might not be worth it to others. So depending on what this is, it could be like an interior page that it's a very rough layout sketch. Like Greg just doesn't kind of get it out of his head and onto paper. Once you see what it is, you might say that's a bunch of scribbles and I don't want that and whatever. That's fine. But as a fan of his work, and I like seeing these. I like seeing the process. So let's see what is in here. All right. Almost. Should have got scissors for this one, but oh well. A few moments later. All right, I think we got it. Ooh. I like this. Yeah, this is. I'm not gonna say it. I'll try not to say it. I mean, I'm going to be like the anti-this is cool guy from now on. But no, this is really cool. It is a prelim from, let me see on here. It's Batman issue 0, page 10. It's got that cool bike that Bruce has. If I remember correctly, I think he's in the like the proto Bat Cave on this page. I'm not sure. I have to like look it up to remember for sure, but yeah, that's fun. That's really fun. So it's just a panel page that but that's a fun panel page. You got a nice like little like profile sketch of Bruce. You got the the bike design layout. Yeah. I'm gonna pause and I want to take a look at the actual published page to see what some of these other details are, because that's actually again the fun of these. Part of the fun of these is once you compare them to the published page to see like if anything changed, and also you're able to see the details of the preliminary sketch come out once you see the published page. You're like, oh, that's what. Oh, right. So I just pulled up the issue on the DC Infinite. I think it's DC Universe Infinite. Whatever the digital comic subscription. So it's Batman issue 0. Part of like it was the prelude to the 0 year storyline. So which introduces that issue introduces the Red Hood gang, and so okay, so yeah. So Bruce is actually this guy with the beard. He's like in disguise, trying to infiltrate the Red Hood gang to figure out what they're all about. Then they kind of get into a fight. He escapes down into the sewers, and So then down there is what this is. This is the page. So he goes down into the sewers. I'll put the actual page here. So he goes down into the sewers, and then this is when he wasn't operating. He was operating in, I think it was like a warehouse somewhere like connected to I forget what the story was and where exactly it was. I think it was like a property that he owned. It was like a brownstone, like property that he owned that he kind of converted then to his base of operations, because he was not living in the manor yet. So yeah, so oh yeah, yeah. So he drives the motorcycle and then pops up in his proto Batcave, which was set up in that building. So yeah, it's fun. It's a fun page to get. All the details are there. It looks like I don't know if I can. I don't know how I'll have both pictures there. So the one thing that's different is he changed the perspective of. It looks like he changed the perspective of the calling for the motorcycle. He says like valet, and then it like shows up on. That's like a drone that brings it in. It looks like a drone kind of like flies it in and drops it down, and it unfolds all the gadgetry. That's pretty cool. Yeah, change like the perspective of that. It looks like a front shot on the prelim, but then it looks like it's from the back on the published page. But yeah, it's all pretty much there. I mean, it's fun to then actually, because I as soon as I saw the grab bag, I remember that the panel of him on the bike, but I didn't quite remember the bike unfolding, or that this was the page where he was like removing his the prosthetic like face mask that he was using before he was running around as Batman. So yeah, that's a fun one. I'm very happy. I've talked about the Snyder and Capullo run on Batman. One of my favorites. It's what got me back into comics in the whatever that was 2011. So I really enjoyed Court of Owls and Zero Year were my my top two favorites of that whole run. I definitely like the Jim Gordon stuff and Super Heavy. But yeah, to get something from I mean the next best thing would be get something from Court of Owls. But to get this from Batman Zero, that's pretty fun. I can't complain there. Yeah. So yeah, your mileage may vary depending on if these things are, if they interest you. If you don't like preliminary sketches, like this is definitely not up your alley. But I think it's fun. I think it's fun to get something that kind of takes a peek inside the creative process. I like the size of these. I like that they're consistent. I like that they're on these, the cards, so you can, if you want to, they do make a good framing. With the published page, the size of it kind of makes for a nice, display piece. So yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is one that I decide to frame, because I think it would be pretty fun. Yeah. So anyway, there's my look at the grab bag sketch. Like I said, it might not be up everyone's alley, but if you're a process junkie, then these are fun. They're random, which that part might turn some people off, and I understand that. I understand like wanting to know what you're getting, but if this is something that interests you, you can go to their website. I think it's capulloart.net. I think it's Capullo. So what happened is I have their webpage bookmark, and the bookmark is the grab bag page. So yeah. So when I pull it up on my phone, I pull up their site, it goes right to the grab bag page, and because they've been adding. His wife Jamie runs the handles the website stuff, and she's been adding different comics and toys and just a bunch of stuff to the site. So every so often I go on and I just double check to see what's there. Sometimes I not too long ago I bought there was a poster, like a vintage like 90s poster that was signed by Greg. So it's just some fun things. So I check periodically, and I happened to have checked, and when I pulled up the page, the grab bag was in stock. So I was like, I like I said, I try not to buy too many of them because I do want to respect like their wishes as far as trying to get the idea is to get something of Greg's in as many collections as possible. But I couldn't help it. It sat there. I actually even refreshed it a couple times because usually they go pretty quick. So I was like, oh, if I refresh it a couple times and then it sells, then wasn't meant to be, and that's okay. But it was still there, and I was like, all right, well, I'll go for it. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to buy one and then hear what the actual kind of what the actual risk reward is to buy one of these. The one I showed before, like I said, I knew what it was. I knew that it fit the collection. So I think this is a truer look at what it is to buy one of these off the site, because you don't know what it's going to be. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again for even making it this far. So yeah, thanks again, and I will see you soon.